Hi everybody and welcome to motionmeet. This is the first episode in English and I'm your host, Paul. In today's podcast, I had the chance to have a little chat with Filippo Martinelli. If you know the Italian studio Rocket Panda, Filippo is a creative director there. He also started to work as a freelancer with his unique style mixing 2D and 3D. I really invite you to check his Instagram account where you can find a lot of great content and some tips to improve your motion design skills. I hope you're going to like the podcast and I wish you a good listening. Hi Filippo, it's a real pleasure to have you here in motionmeet. First question for you, how are you today?
Hi Paul, thank you very much for having me here. I'm super glad for this occasion and I'm feeling good, really good. Yeah, super excited about what's coming.
Yeah, so I'm really glad to have you here. A big thank you for you to accept this invitation. How was your summer? Because we are grabbing this podcast at the end of August, so you were in holidays. How was it?
It was fine. I had 2 weeks in Kenya, in Africa, for volunteering, and it was an incredible experience. But honestly, it was also really hard. So my summer maybe might be ending, but my holidays still didn't happen. So I'm waiting for September to have some rest, I would say.
Some rest, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. That should be a great experience to do some volunteers there. So yeah. So I'm going to introduce a bit the podcast for the English listeners. This is the first time I'm doing a podcast in English, so sorry for my French. No, sorry for my English. So yeah, Motion Meet is a podcast. Usually it's in French. I'm interviewing French people, French motion designer people, and illustrators and everything. And now I am with Filippo, so which you can introduce yourself directly. I think it's better.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry also for my bad English pronunciation and for all the spelling mistakes I'm gonna make, but let's try to do it. I'm Filippo Martinelli. I work as a executive creative director at Rocket Panda, and I also cover the art direction in the studio. And in the previous weeks, I also announced that I'm also starting a freelancing career. So I'm quite excited about that. But yeah, usually I work as a 3D artist and director in the studio, helping brands and our clients to make video, explainer, and also campaigns that feature animation in all its forms, like 3D, 2D, and mixed media. I think
Nice.
it's a good sum up.
Yeah, it's a good sum up. And can you tell us a bit about your background, where you come from, what was your study and everything?
Yeah, of course. I started studying graphic design at university because before that I had classicum lyceum in Italian, Liceo Classico. It's an high school where you study Greek and Latin, so ancient languages. Nothing to do with my actual job, my present job. But yeah, after that, I decided to do what I was most in love with, and it was design. And after 3 years here in Verona, I had some internship in web design, and I fell in love with it. So much that I decided that I also wanted to animate user interfaces. So I had another internship, the third one, here at Rocket Panda, but just to become a better UI designer. truth is that after 2 months, I completely decided to change my vision, my future path. So I wanted to start as a motion designer. And in particular, I loved 3D art. In that period, 3D was something still unexplored. I'm talking about 2015, basically. And I was so impressed of some works that were super fancy, super cool outside. And so I decided also to study 3D. Then I
Okay.
moved to Treviso, to Big Rock. That is an Institute of Magic Technologies, as they call it.
Okay.
And basically it's CGI for productions like movies and TV shows. And there I studied 3D just to come back later and start my career here at Rocket Panda and try to launch the 3D studio side by side to the 2D studio. That's it.
Okay. Okay, this is nice. Okay, I didn't know that you were studying like Greek and everything before.
Yeah.
So it's a great story. And yeah, so you didn't learn 3D alone. You were at a school, and this is it. And yeah, this is a nice story to have right now. So yeah, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, to be honest, just for the ones who are listening and wants to start 3D, I also started on my own before going to the
Yeah.
master. In fact, I studied alone Cinema 4D. Then I studied Maya at the course, and finally I started learning Blender on my own. So I think that YouTube is probably the best school ever to
Yeah.
start learning. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. This is it. This is it. Yeah, no, on YouTube now you can find a lot of things, and this is very interesting. But I think when you are going to a school, it's you have people around you that are gonna share their experience and everything. So this is another way to learn the graphic design, the 3D and everything.
Agree.
And yeah, so now you are working both for Rocket Panda. This is it, or and as a freelancer too. So how do you manage to do it? How is it going for you now?
It's something, as I mentioned before, that is quite new. So we are still
Yeah.
trying to understand how to manage it completely. But in general, I work full time in the studio, except for 2 days a week, where
Okay.
I'm trying to manage the project that I started in the past weeks.
Yeah.
And also that are the days where I take care of my personal branding, website, social media, and stuff like that. So it's going well right now, and it's also amazing to see how the two things can basically match together. Because
Yeah.
I love my studio, I love what I'm doing here. I'm surrounded by talented artists, and at the same time, I can test myself outside and also meet new people, new talents, and also try to create new personal projects with amazing artists that are not here in Verona. So it's going quite well. Thank you.
Okay. Nice. And is it not that super difficult to split your job at Rocket Panda and next to go to your life in freelancer? Because me, I don't know. I imagine like if I'm working like that, I'm like, yeah, I want to finish the project from the studio, and then it's gonna take some times on my freelance time, and I don't know how do you manage it.
Well, sometimes it can be um, a bit time consuming to
Mm,
be on both boats.
yeah.
But at the same time, I think that it's about managing time. And here at Rocket Panda, we are a studio of 10 people. So when you are few people, you need to wear more hats than your single position. And usually I'm also the person with Ricky that follows the client, manage the client, the timelines, and the project management in general. So I'm used to manage timelines and different projects at the same time. So it's like my personal career is a different new client, and it has only to fit in my calendar, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
you're like a very organized man right now.
I'm trying to. 1 hour before, I was with the guys talking about one project, and I said that I'm a mess, but I'm an organized mess. So it's important for me not to work with messy people, but at the same time, yeah, I can do it with my confusion.
Yeah. So what it is important is to find what it is clear for you or no. Okay, and you are 10 at Rocket Panda. Is only creative people, or are you like a salesman, like a project manager? How is it working at the studio?
Yeah, good question. We are 10 people, as I was saying before, but two of them are non-creative roles, I would say.
Okay.
In fact, there are Ilaria. She is our business and studio manager, basically. She takes care of all of the studio, like physically talking, and at the same time, she is also the business plan girl. In fact, she takes care of every project to manage finances and timelines and budgets, basically.
Okay.
And also we have Valentina. She is our brand manager, and she has no creative background, at least, but she always worked in the creative fields with
Okay.
several agencies, and she is really talented, and she is amazing because she can basically direct all our creative energies into in a business direction. So she is the one that says, okay, guys, this is a good project, but for being appealing for, I don't know, a marketing manager, we need to do this. And so she's taking care of the studio like a brand, like the way we communicate internally and externally, and all the secondary activities we have and we do, like creative retreats or also creative dinners and lunch to building the team, basically. She takes care of it, and it's nice to have different people that are not
Yeah.
only creative related in the studio.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to have people with different background too. They have a different point of view, I think, and it's interesting to have their ideas into a big studio like that. So yeah, and the other people are like illustrators, motion designers. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, it is it. We have Ricky.
Yeah.
Ricky is the founder and the creative director of the studio. He started as a motion designer, and he's probably our best animator ever.
Okay.
He has no time for being in practical production right now, but few times he finds some time, and in that case, you can really see that he put his hands on the project because he's amazing. Then it's me, basically, as a executive creative director, partnering with Ricky on every project, and also doing direction and 3D. Then we have Federica. Federica, she is our main illustrator. And also she started learning 3D in the past 2 years. So she became this mix between an illustrator and a 3D artist. In fact, most of
Okay.
her illustrations are turning 3D right now.
Okay.
Then we have Lorenzo Florissi. He's also an art director and illustrator that collaborate with us. Andrea. motion designer and lead of animation in the studio. And then we have the frame by frame artist like Laura and Riccardo Pagano, aka Paga, that they are both cell animators, really talented and really funny also to see how they interact with each other, because they are such a funny couple, I would say, for the way they work together.
Okay, so this is nice. You have for a little studio, you have a lot of different skills and different people. So this is very interesting to listen to it. And yeah, how do you manage to how everybody working together on a same project? Is everybody working together on the same project or at the same time, or how is it happen?
Well, it's a good question because at the beginning, the studio was made by Ricky,
Yeah,
Andrea, and Valentina. And later, in the past 3 years, all the people I mentioned before joined the studio at different times. But at the beginning was really hard to shift the production from basically production 2D motion graphics production only to also 3D and cell animation. But every time someone joined the team, we started figuring out how to implement his skills into a project. So we started experimenting a lot with new projects and trying to mix all these technical skills together and see what could be from this mix, basically.
yeah,
And right now, we try to be all on one project if it's needed.
yeah.
So even for the simpler project in motion graphics, we try to use the cell animators to involve the cell animators in it, just to add that tiny little details that really craft it in a way that it looks more beautiful, basically. It's not always like that, because sometimes we have to work on different projects and not all together. But on the big projects, on the big campaigns that we produce, you can bet that everybody in the studio put some help on it.
Okay, so and sometimes when everybody is working on some projects, do you call for freelancers to have help some on projects? Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
Yeah, our biggest projects are probably made from 2 up to 5 freelancers, because
okay,
we in the past 2 years we started creating really huge productions, and sometimes even in a small amount of time. So we started collaborating with a lot of people. For example, we don't have an internal sound designer, so we usually curate the sound of our videos externally, but also
okay,
for animations, especially for cell animator. For cell animation, we are joined by incredible and talented artists from all around the world. Yeah,
okay, nice. So no, you're not just in Italy; you're very international. So yeah, this is nice.
we try
And
to.
yeah, I had a question. When how did you hire the people for the studio? Did you like looking for someone in 3D or looking for someone who does frame by frame animation, or did they like apply and you were thinking like, yeah, we need maybe a talent like this who does this kind of stuff?
Well, it depends on the situation.
Yeah,
For example, for me, Andrea, and Federica, it's quite fun because we were all interns at Rocket Panda before
yeah, okay,
getting the job in different moments of our lives. Um, but for other, yeah, we were looking for a specific person. So we maybe open a position, and then we receive a lot of incredible artists, and then we try to figure out who is gonna fit the best our studio vibes. And for fitting the vibes, you don't only have to be an incredible artist, like super talented and skilled, but you also need to match the way we feel our work, our days, basically. We have very few people that left the studio because they were not matching our studio culture. But it's probably the most important part for us, that the people we work together are people we want to spend the entire day and also the night together. Because we are super mad at Mario Kart, for example, and video games in general. So we really spend time together, like dinners, hot dog parties, cinema nights. And we love to work with talented people, but we also love to work with people, and that's what really matters. Lorenzo, I mentioned before, Lorenzo, the illustrator and art director. He's a perfect example of this because he works remotely. He's from Naples, Rome and Naples, and he only joins us 3 times per year. But I can bet that we feel his presence in the studio as he was here every day, because he is present on every situation, even the parties, even the silly chatting moments. So it's quite cool.
Okay, nice. Yeah. So even with the people who are working so far, you have a good connection with them. So this is nice. Okay. And you told me that you are at Rocket Panda since more or less the beginning of it. No, this is it.
Yes, quite true. The story of Rocket Panda is quite complicated because it started a long time ago with Ricky. Rocket Panda was his freelancer name. So in that part of the history, we were not present basically. But then when in 2019, I guess, he decided to create a real studio made of people. Then all the people I mentioned before joined the studio, and I started interning at Rocket Panda in 2020 during the pandemic. And at that period was Ricky, another collaborator, and Andrea. And after that, after 2021, Paga, Laura, and I joined the studio. So that second part of the life of the studio started at that moment, and it's probably the moment where all the game changed, where Valentina, the brand manager, gave to the studio a path change, and probably we started making the project that you now know.
Okay. So big evolution during the 4 past years for the studio.
Yeah.
Okay, this is quite nice. I just forgot to do some stuff. I have a little traditional little game with motionmeet. The name is Double Expresso. This is very simple. Okay, so I'm going to ask you like 2 choices, and you just have to choose one of it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go for the Double Expresso. Are you more animation or design?
Design.
Mac or PC?
PC.
Black and white or color?
Color.
Texture or flat?
Flat.
Do you work more alone or with a team?
Team. team all the time.
Professional or side project?
Professional.
Professional.
Yeah.
2D or 3D?
3D. That was easy.
3D. The last one, After Effects or Blender?
Blender all the way.
Blender all the way.
Yeah. No doubt on it.
There is less mistakes with Blender. This is it.
Yeah, and
less crashes.
It's crashing right now, but it's an amazing software. It's really made by smart people that really thought it in a modern age, and you can see it from the way you simply can arrange your viewport and stuff like that. Blender all the time.
Okay. Okay, this is nice. So now we know you a bit more on what you do, what you prefer. So this is a funny way to know you a bit more. So yeah, speaking about 2D and 3D, you told me before that we were grabbing the podcast that now Rocket Panda has his own graphic style. Can you tell us a bit about it, how it works, and how did you find it with the time?
Yeah, it is still in development, I would say, because it's evolving since it's made by the people that are in the studio. But it is related to the story that we said before. Very different people working in the studio with a very different range of skills. And at a certain point, we had to figure out how to mix all of them together. And after several projects, we understood that the right way was exactly that one, the mixed media style. In the past 3 years, we always try to implement 3D in 2D projects and also 2D effects, 2D elements or characters into 3D projects. So right now I could say that our best and more iconic style is probably the mixed media. A project that I really need to mention about this was Discord Team Charter, a project where we all work together creating this video where you cannot say where the 3D is ending and where the 2D is starting, because it's all blended together in a deep way that you can really tell the truth, what's real, what's not, what was made in Blender, what was made in After Effects. Because even in our pipeline, we used to mix the several softwares together. So you make something in After Effects, but then I used to insert it in Blender, for example, and then give you again a new sequence with the two pieces mixed together. And this style, the mixed media style, is something that for us really feels fresh. It's brand new, and it's also quite difficult, because to mix two things like that together, you really need to study a style, like style frames, like illustration style, in a deep way, to make all the things blend together and feel coherent and cohesive together.
Yeah, so how it works? Do you work at the beginning only in 2D, and next you decide like to do this plan in 3D, this element in 3D, and this is it?
It's exactly how you said. We usually start with the storyboard phase, and the storyboard phase is always drawn in 2D. But then also the style frames are always 2D, because our illustrators, they can work faster if they simply sketch stuff on their iPads. But then we start planning what is going to be 3D, what is going to be 2D. For example, we know that for 2D effects, like explosions, like wind, weather effects, stuff like that, we always go for 2D because one of our animator, Paga, he's really talented into making things explode, basically. So we already know that certain things will be in 2D, while other things like big stuff will be in 3D because, for example, we experienced that 3D is really looking good when it's noticeable that something has rim lights, shadows, and materials, and you cannot do it on tiny little part of the entire video, of the entire screen, but you usually need to, for example, make the environment 3D, okay, and the characters maybe will be 2D. This is our workflow basically. So we plan what is going to be 2D, what is going to be 3D, and then we start producing. We start seeing what's working, what's not, what needs to be changed, and that's it basically.
Okay, and how much time does it take to do a project like that? Like 1 month, 2 months, or I don't know.
Well, it depends on the project. It depends on the length, but in the past month, we made some rush and we finished a project in an entire month. But this is really, really a short amount of time. Two 2 months is a good amount of time. 3 is the ideal. Usually, we love to work on a project in 3 months and something more.
Okay.
Because it gives you the time to really design everything and review things and change something that maybe is not working. This way you have time to take the good decisions and achieve a good project and a good result also for the client.
Yeah, but you are not only on one project, you have several projects at the same time.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. But that's about who is involved on these several projects. Sometimes, since we make this mixed media production, maybe your effort on the project will only involve you for 1 week, maybe. Then you're free to work on other projects.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is just to understand how it works. So now those brands come to you for this unique style, or do you feel it, or no?
Yeah, honestly, we found, I would say, an incredible client in Discord, which loved this mixed media style, and we produced several productions for them. Most of them are not out right now, but they will be released in the next month, so stay tuned.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise. And other people reached us just for that style. So it's really a good thing for us to see that people they are appreciating our style, our way to develop the design of the scenes. So I would say yes.
Okay,
Hopefully.
so this is nice.
Yeah.
I think this is very I don't know how to say it in English. I have to find the word, but you have to feel proud of it. Like when you find something good and people are coming to you to work with that style now.
Yeah, it is. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What was the French expression you wanted to use?
The French expression? No, it's just how to make the sentences. There is no expressions on it, but it's more like être fier de son travail, quoi. it's it's that. So yeah, but now when we're looking at your website on Rocket Panda, we see only like master classes videos. So do you work only on this kind of video right now, or there is some hiding project that we don't see with, I don't know, with lowest budget, or projects that you have to work on because you have to to put some money in the agency to pay everyone? I don't know how it works.
Well, I think that there is no agency in the world that has no hidden projects under the
Yeah.
rug. Yeah, but I consider Rocket Panda a real lucky place because in the past 3 years there was an escalation of exciting projects, I would say, and the projects that we don't show to people are at the same time also good projects, and it's also nice to work on them. It's simply that maybe they don't fit the style we want to achieve.
Yeah.
This way we try to not show in them. But yeah, we used to have 2 projects per month, maybe 3. And usually I can bet that 2 of them, you're going to see them on our social media. 1 of them, maybe you're not going to see it, but maybe because it's just not fully animated, maybe it's simply design, maybe it's just, I don't know, a static for a website or a short motion element for other projects that we usually
Yeah.
don't cover. But yeah,
Okay.
that's the truth.
So yeah, this it's interesting. So for you, even for a studio, it's important to have some specialization skills that you show that only the style that you want and not other thing that you do but you can do, but you don't want clients that come in for you to other projects than the one that you are showing on your website. This is it.
Yeah, it's completely that.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, because I don't know. For me, it's more for freelancers that have to be more specific on what they are showing, because now with all the not the society, but with the place now, for there is a lot, plenty of motion designers, so you have to stand out from the others. So you have to be specialized on one thing, on 3D or 2D or frame by frame. Um, and yeah, to listen that even studios does this same work, it's I think it's very interesting to know that too. Um, okay, yeah,
But I was only saying that also for a studio, it's really important to find its path, to be unique, to feel unique,
yeah,
because the world is full of agency and studios that are really talented right now,
yeah,
and uh, and so if you ask me, I need to. If you ask me, I need to make a video like this, I will probably have 3 names in my mind. One is correct for that style, one is better for that style, and another one for that kind of animation. So if you start being recognizable for one style, for one particular field, you're probably get benefits from it because people will reach you for that.
yeah.
That's true not only for freelancers but also for studios.
Yeah, because now people are not just going with references from other studio, but maybe with with the videos that you have made in the past. Maybe it's that.
Yeah, it happens, and it's
Yeah,
really nice to see it.
yeah. So nice. So now you are managing some teams at Rocket Panda. You are managing a team at Rocket Panda. This is it.
Yeah.
So how it work for you? Do you are you more on the organization part, or do you still put your hands in the mud and doing some stuff too?
It's a good balance between of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that being following the management part of the project is not something that I like to do. It's something that
Yeah.
I need to do. And in the next weeks, probably you're gonna see that we will be looking for a project manager or a producer, basically. So if someone is listening and is interested in it, can apply to the position. But for now, we don't have a producer. So how is it? We start in the morning with a meeting where we collect all the feedbacks from the clients and then we discuss it. And it's quite nice because Rick and I, we make this part of the job, and we are both the manager of the teams and at the same time the creative direction of the project. So when we get the feedbacks from the client, we treat it in both way. Taking care of the production pipeline, so timelines and budgets, but at the same time trying to achieve something that is also creatively interesting. So it's about managing the two part of you, the creative one and the real focused one that wants everything to be done in the correct time.
Yeah, and how do you manage to make the balance between the both of it, because between the creativity and what the client wants?
Well, we always try to give the clients what they want because, in our opinion, we need to make a relationship with the client. We need to respect and also power up their expectations. They come with a goal, and we need all to respect it and make it. At the same time, if the project allows you to do it, so you can push your creativity a lot further and experiment new ways. I would say that in many occasions you can do both of them if you need to choose, because certain times you need to choose. The project management and the client accounting part always win because, as I mentioned before, we need to respect and work with our clients that are expecting to have a product that make one specific thing, that is selling a product or telling their audience their new initiative, and that's the most important part. I think that this is the difference between a creative director and an art director. I always told my colleagues that part, that the art director always wants to enhance the beauty of a thing. He wants to create something that is incredible, visual, astonishing. And while the creative director needs the client goals to be reached, he take care not only of the visual part, but always of the flow of creativity that always serves to the marketing purposes.
Is it difficult sometimes to reach at that point? Because maybe your creative part is like, yeah, but I want it that way, but yeah, the client said that, so.
Yeah, I agree. It's difficult, but not impossible. And
Yeah.
if you spend time with people that you love, you find it also funny. You will take it less seriously, and it's going well at the end.
Okay, and is it true? I think there is a myth, like when you have big clients, they are less not regarding, but they let you more freedom to do stuff or things like that. No,
I think
I
we
don't know.
are. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard of it. In our opinion, we are lucky because our clients usually respect our opinion. But yeah, sometimes maybe it happens on the opposite way, and you need to. I don't know. You need to just take a break and then
Yeah,
do it again. No problem.
yeah. Come back to it and with fresh air in your head, and this is it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what? Just one more thing about this one.
Yeah.
that maybe sometimes the clients that ask you for strange requests are the best, because when a client set us completely and totally free to do what we want, maybe we make a good job but not an incredible one. When you
Yeah.
gave us a limit that we don't have to overcome, we found incredible creative strategies to overcome that limit without overcoming it. So
Mm.
that's the moment when we really achieve new and exciting results. And that's thank you to clients' requests.
Yeah, I think this is, yeah, yeah, as you say, like, when you have some limits, you know where to go directly, and you don't have to your mind is not going everywhere at the same time. And I think, yeah, you can be more focused on one thing, and yeah, this is what is interesting sometimes. Yeah, I think, yeah, it's very stressful for me to have a client that say, yeah, no, do what you want, and this is it. And because I think maybe 75% of the time he's gonna say like, yeah, but I don't want this kind of stuff, so do it again. And
Yeah,
this is a difficult choice sometimes.
exactly.
Okay, so this is it for our part on Rocket Panda. We are going to speak about you as a freelancer right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to know why is this choice to have your job at Rocket Panda and have some possibilities to work as a freelancer for agencies. Can you tell us why?
Yeah, yeah. It was not an easy choice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the last year I started experimenting the question, uh, what if I try to do different stuff, different things with different people. I
Hmm.
wanted to experiment and also to test myself in other situations, because in the very first 3 years of my career, everything was focused on the studio.
Yeah.
And in the moment the studio became self sufficient, became incredibly talented, and at the same time also used to work in a certain way, then I found some time to think about myself, not only to the studio. And
Hmm.
about me, I always had the idea that if you work for more people, if you meet more people, then you will learn more things, and you
Yeah.
can maybe then come back and see things with a different approach, with a different mindset, and also enrich your cultural space, your cultural working space, with new ideas, with new activities, and also visions. It's like going in Africa, you know. I said that
Okay.
I've been to Africa, and before leaving Italy, people told me how did I have to approach my travel, and they told me not to have expectations, and that the travel I was going to do was not for helping people, but it was for me, because
Mm.
I would have met a new culture, and when you meet a new culture, you need to be open and take everything you can, and then go
Yeah.
back home and bring everything you got home with you, and change the place you live with what you got.
Yeah.
And this is also what I'm thinking about me freelancing right now, meeting new people, meeting new studios, facing new challenges, and then take all those experiences into my beloved studio, Rocket Panda.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a way for you to open your mind, to have yeah, as you say, a different way to work, and maybe grow with that way too. And yeah, no, this is nice. And you still have the possibilities. I think to come back to Rocket Panda as you want, and with the project, and working with the people that you like to work with. So yeah, this is nice to have this kind of stuff. And yeah, and also you are not like all alone during all this travel, because you have just 2 days. This is it per week as a freelancer.
Yeah.
So you have like a safe place with Rocket Panda. At the other way, when you want to have a when you want to work on projects. So this is nice.
Yeah, the truth is that
Um,
the studio is has still great plans for the future, and I also want to be part of it.
yeah.
At the same time, I have also many ideas that sometimes they has nothing to do with a group. For example, one thing that I really love to do is teaching
Yeah.
people how to use softwares is
Okay.
something that really excites me. And so in the next month, I'm going to use my social channels to
Okay.
try to help people achieving more creative results using softwares in a different and unusual way, maybe. That's
Okay.
something that you can do on your own.
And have you planned to, for example, to teach at some schools or something like that, or not?
Well, they are reaching me right now to have some workshop
Yeah.
for studios, not universities or courses right now, like
Okay.
not schools. Uh, it's probably something that I would love to do, but have no opportunities in that direction right now. Instead, I maybe prefer some workshop, some course tutorial, something that
Yeah.
honestly I am cooking right now. So
Okay.
uh, I hope to deliver it very soon. Uh,
Yeah.
something simple but yet effective. Um, because what I really love about this industry is that you can tell a lot of stories with very few elements. This is also one of the key elements of our storytelling at Rocket Panda.
Yeah.
And this is something that I want to explore more and want people to explore.
Okay, nice. But yeah, you have already some good videos on your Instagram where you are explaining how to do stuff and everything. So I think you want to do it more, and maybe on more longer videos that you are going deeper in the project now.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. It's something that I tested in the past month, and now it's probably time to explore it deeper. So I will
Okay.
try. Finger crossed.
Okay, nice. No, it's gonna be great. I think you have if you have the patience and everything, it's gonna work. So I'm not worried about you and what you are going to do. So yeah, so is our clients are coming to you right now as a freelancer, or are you going to looking for clients, or how does it work for you for now? Or this is too soon to tell it right now, to speak about it?
Well, right now clients are coming to me,
Yeah.
so I consider myself lucky, but they are not always the kind of projects you want, maybe. So I'm gonna make both of them. So also work with people that reach me with different
Yeah.
projects, and also try to knock some door to ask people if they want some help with it. One thing that I really love to make is not working only for studios, but working directly with brands. And it's quite nice to see that some brands reach me right now. Um, but it's really an hard job, and I would need a second person doing it for me right now. It's not
Okay.
possible, so I'm gonna see what the future will take to me, and decide them.
And when you have new project, how is it working with Rocket Panda? I don't know if you have a client who is coming for you. Do you have to tell Rocket Panda that yes, that client is coming to work with me or something like that, or no?
Well, if the clients give me the permission to tell that I'm doing that kind of stuff, if there are no NDA or similar, yeah, I love to share with my friends and colleagues what I'm working on, and also discuss the amount of time I can use to work on it. But yeah, it's really a friendly chat with Ricky, with my colleagues, and
Okay.
organization between the two parts.
Yeah,
That's it.
but what I wanted to know is more like, do you have to ask the permission to I don't know, Ricky, to work on with a certain client or something like that, to not have some conflict with the
Yeah.
studio, you know?
Well, I think that I don't have to ask for any permission, but we have a good relationship. We trust each other. So I'm gonna ask if there is any kind of problem with the new project anyway.
Yeah.
But this is not something that is due. It's something that we try to do in order to maintain our way to work together.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know sometimes it could be a bit difficult with some studios to work freelancer and as in a studio too. So I think it's very interesting to know how it worked for you and on this.
It's a good question. And no, I consider myself very lucky for the place where I work. They
Yeah,
are super open minded. They host you, they help you, they
yeah,
will support you anyway. And this is probably due to Ricky. The way he behaves
yeah.
is contagious. So everyone in the studio support each other, even when it's not something that has to do with the studio, it's not studio related. So no, really appreciate this kind of
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah, I can feel that you are very happy to work with Rock and Pada since the past year and what happened to you right now. So this is great to listen to it and to see it right now. I have a question. It's more like, how do you manage the business point now with your clients? Because I think it's a bit different from what you are doing with Rocket Panda. Now you have to manage business, money, and everything. Is it like a strange word for you, or is it okay? And
Well, it's not a strange word because before Rocket Panda, I had 6 month actually where I freelanced
okay,
basically. So I'm quite used to work with a single client and manage budget and time for one single client. The challenge will be when maybe one project will be so big that I need to involve more people into it. This is something that I'm used to do in Rocket Panda, but with Ilaria at my side. So if I will have to do it on my own, this is probably gonna be a new challenge, but
yeah,
I'm gonna face it when it will be the time, I think.
yeah,
And however, yeah, when you are on your own, it's not so complicated to manage your finances.
yeah,
It's more about finding the right time and saying at certain point, okay, the budget I have allows me to reach that max amount of time. After that, we need to discuss it again. That's probably the most difficult part, to understand where is the limit when you exceeded the budget. But one advice I can give you, is probably to set an hourly range so that your time has a cost, basically.
Yeah.
And then you need to track time.
Yeah.
And if I can advise who are listening, tracking time is really important. And if I need to say what time tracking tool we use also in Rocket Panda, but I also do it for me personally, is Timely. Timely is very user friendly and it's
Okay.
amazing. I really recommend it to freelancers because it works really well.
Okay, nice. Yeah, this is how I'm working with a daily rate. I think this is more client can see more how you work and everything. But yeah, you have to time yourself to know how much time this task it's gonna take you to do. Okay, so Timely, this is your app to do it. This is it.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, how do you work as a freelance now? You are you working alone or are you doing some teams, creating some teams, or do you manage all by yourself?
Well, I right now I'm managing it from by myself,
Yeah.
but in the future, it is something that I really love to do. To have more people involved in one personal project, in one freelance project. Sorry, not personal,
Yeah.
because I'm quite conscious that I hate being on my own. It's quite strange to say after a few weeks that
Yeah.
I started freelancing, but I was conscious of it. I love to stay with people. I think that people bring the best of me out of me.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the future, I would love to work with many other people, especially for sound design and also illustration. I don't feel so confident in illustrating things.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of incredible artists out of there that are also appearing on my Instagram feed. And many
Hmm.
times I think, oh my God, I would love to have a project that makes me involve that people on it because I don't know, I'm wondering how it is, how does it work,
Yeah.
how does it think and feel about. So but yeah, for now it's just me
Yeah.
and my PC. That's it.
You're on your PC. Okay, this is great. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, with sometimes you're going to share your work with some other people, so it's gonna be nice. And yeah, for us, me is more the part with sound design that I love to give to someone else because yeah, I can do the job, but you have always, the mixed part of the song, which is for me quite difficult and find the fine little whooshes, the fine little music that's going to put your video very smooth and very nice. And yeah, me, I'm working with a guy who is called Nicolas Maurin, and he's a very talented guy. So yeah. Okay, and now how do you do to stand out from the others? I see that you post a lot on social media, not very a lot, but you post on social media. Is it helping you to reach more clients, or do you have some other tips?
Honestly, there is a question that I don't answer. Don't uh, I don't do a question to my clients, and it's a mistake. Like, how
Yeah,
did you reach me?
yeah,
Because three people reached me in the past 3 days, and I think they are from social media. Don't know if
okay,
LinkedIn or Instagram. That's true.
yeah,
I need to discover this thing. But yeah, there is no other ways people can reach me from the outside. Maybe from the credits from Rocket Panda projects on Behance or maybe the
yeah,
website. But yeah, I believe that social media are an incredible tool for us in this historical period to reach people that loves what we do and want to do something similar. And so I think I'm gonna use it more. It's only very time consuming.
Yeah.
It's something that but yeah, to make an editorial calendar, I really spend days sometimes, but I think it's worth it. And who knows? I'm betting on it, and maybe one day I could share my point of view with a more advanced
Yeah.
experience, I would say.
And when you post on social media, do you have like a calendar that you fix some points at in 2 weeks? I want to post this kind of video. In 1 month, it's gonna be these videos and everything. Yeah.
Yes, I try to do it. The problem is that my content production, always is always late, basically, in terms of
Okay.
timeline. So I need to rearrange some things, but generally, yeah, I definitely need to visualize everything for the next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks, and understand what I'm gonna, what I want to communicate externally. Like, it's about the project, it's about education, it's about news and events. Yeah, it's quite useful to have a plan in your mind and then see what's happened.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So it's important sometimes to be just a bit organized to see what you want to share and everything. And I think it's interesting. And do you have like a, I don't know, Notion to put all your ideas, what you are going to speak about and everything? This is it.
Of course, Notion is an incredible tool. We
Yeah.
started using it from the beginning, basically,
Okay.
and I cannot live without it. So yeah, Notion, it's amazing. It lets you
Yeah.
the flexibility to arrange and plan everything. So Notion plus the good old paper, because I'm
Okay.
also one that needs to do his to-do list on paper, not on Notion, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to check it with my hand.
Yeah. This is more satisfying
Yeah,
to just put your pen and write it down and
exactly.
and check it. Yeah, I can understand it. And okay, do you plan your holidays now with Notion too, or?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Me and my boyfriend planned our latest free holidays with Notion. At least
Okay.
I did it. He's a bit. He doesn't understand technology at all. We are on the opposite.
Okay.
So yeah, we have two plans for the holidays, two programs basically. One on Notion that is for me, and one on the paper that's for him basically.
Okay,
But
this is nice. So
yeah,
after you put everything on Notion, and this is good.
exactly.
Okay. Okay, so that's fine. Do you have some more stuff to speak about your freelance life, or is it okay for you?
No, it's okay for me. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you for asking me all those questions. It was super satisfying,
No, we
especially.
have. I have some more question for you.
Okay.
So this is not the end. This is
Okay.
not the end.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No problem.
um, now I want to know if you have like a project that you want to speak about a bit. How do you work on it? How every step, how it worked, and everything. I don't know if you have one in mind right now.
Okay. This is a big question, so it's not the end at
Yeah,
all.
this is a big question. Sorry,
Okay.
this is for the end.
No problem. Yeah. I have three projects in my mind. In mind.
Yeah.
The very first one is probably our most favorite project of the year, is the one I mentioned before, Discord Team Charter. This project was a game changer for us because
Okay.
he reached so many people on the web, and so many people contact us after we publish it.
Okay.
And we are really proud of it. It's probably one of our masterpieces at the moment.
Okay.
That one is a good mention. It's probably the one that really defined our style, as I mentioned before, and it really reflects the way we work, because it was a 2.5 month production, and we had
Okay.
so much fun doing it, because it's that kind of stuff when the client, in this case Discord, came to us and said, okay, we want to make this big enormous airplane that is basically Discord, where everyone has its seat, but this has not to be perceived as a usual plane. So we thought about it, and they gave us a blank piece of paper, blank paper,
Okay.
and with only few limitations. So we thought about it one day, I think, and then we said, okay, let's go really crazy. What if there are no seats like in the normal airplanes, but it's like divided into rooms, because Discord has servers, and
Yeah.
servers, we found a creative way to describe that server visually. So we created the karaoke zone. We created the golf zone, the playground, and many other things that maybe they didn't do it in the final video. But it was so funny to create a world. And in fact, what we always used to try to do is to create new words, uh, words that maybe expand what we already know about a brand, and also expand what the viewer is used to see. And always with a fresh touch of, of funny tone of voice. We love to be funny. We love to make Easter eggs into our videos.
Yeah.
We usually share them with the clients. Sometimes maybe some video came out with some little joke, but it's fine. Nothing
Okay.
that will compromise it. And and yeah, this is probably Discord. Then we released on the 3rd of September another video for Discord, and this one I want to share it with you, because it's so good. It's really insane. It's only one long shot, basically, and
Okay.
it's made for their summer campaign. In fact, it's called Discord BOGO. You can find it on YouTube or on our social media channels and website. It basically it's the campaign for their BOGO promo, like buy one get one, and it's based on the creative ideas of dividing things, because Nitro, their product basically, is dividing things with magic. So in the video, you will see normal guys, like human guys, having
Okay.
their summer together, like playing Dungeons and Dragons or talking at a campfire together. And at the same time, with very interesting morphings, you see things turns into magic world. Like we have a wizard, we have a dragon, and a knight that faced the dragon. And it's really, really cinematic. It's really it enhances an incredible movement with the camera, because you can see things exploding, you can things popping up, dividing, and it's quite nice. I advise you to check this out, because
Yeah.
it's a good project. I think people is gonna love it.
Okay. Nice. Nice. And there is two now, three of them right
Yeah.
now. You told me. Okay. Okay. So thank you for sharing it. And yeah, I guess people that are going to your website to watch it, I hope. I have some other question from the listeners.
Okay.
There is one from Antonin Waterkane, which is who participate at Motion Meet some shows before. So hi, Antonin. He is a very talented guy, who is working with cavalry and doing some nice type animation. So go to check it if you don't know him. He asked that he often listens at studios tells to young people, young motion designers, that Blender is not a professional app. Are you agree with that?
Not at all, I would say, because things are changing really fast.
Yeah,
And I think that the industry standards are shifting and changing. And that's true for everyone is starting a career right now, like
yeah,
our intern, Matteo.
mm,
He came to us, he started learning, for example, After Effects, but at the same time, during his internship period, he tried to explore Rive, for example.
okay, yeah,
So the tool will always be the tool.
yeah,
The important is how good the result he is,
mm,
basically. And many studios right now are starting using Blender.
yeah,
I discussed one day with one important 3D lead of
okay,
a very big company in our field, and he told me that yeah, they were using Maya, for example,
mm-hmm.
okay, but many people in the studio, in the 3D office, were starting approaching Blender, for example.
Yeah,
And it's maybe early to completely shift from one to other, because every studio, every business has its own pipeline, and you cannot change
yeah,
a pipeline in one day. It's not
sure,
doable. It's also expensive to do one thing like that. But at the same time, I think that open sources softwares are the future, because if they have a community like Blender, they will start growing really fast. And
yeah.
it's just a matter of time. If many people start learning something new, probably also the latest adopter will come then. So it depends. It's a matter of time, I would say.
Yeah, but if you are, for example, starting to learn 3D, I think starting with Blender is a good idea. No, no,
Yeah, of course. It is probably the best solution, even because it's free. But
yeah,
the stuff you will learn into it, you will definitely shift into other softwares. So,
yeah,
uh, yeah, I honestly will advise you to start Blender, and there is no doubt.
yeah.
But
Because all the little things, all the little tools, you can find it. I just know Cinema 4D, and for example, you have similarities between the two softwares.
absolutely. Thank you for
Okay,
the question.
so I have another.
Right.
What?
Okay. I
Yeah,
was saying thank
for
you for the question from the listeners.
Yeah, thank you, Antonin. Merci, Antonin. I have another question from Julie Maubet. I think you know her. So she said hi to you. And she was asking, did winning prizes like Motion Design Awards or Behance badges help you to have more clients?
Okay. Thank you, Julie, and hi. The entire studio say hi to Julie. She is probably our best friend ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, we met 3 years ago, and since then we chat not every day, but every week probably. So
yeah, okay.
yeah. Uh, and also, I would not be here presenting at this podcast if it was not for her. So thank you.
Yeah, so thank you, Jolie, for connecting us. It's
Yeah.
very nice.
About the question, it's not something that you can measure, but it's an advice that we received many times. Like, how do you get visibility? How do you achieve more clients that wants you to do more beautiful projects? Many people in the industry always advised us to participate to awards and prizes. For example, we just won a new award. It's called Collision Award, and many people participate to that award. And in our opinion, that was a good move, because even if you don't win, you are competing with the best of the industry, so you will get noticed first from maybe other studios, and then also from their clients, from someone who is interested into this field in general. I think that is a good question, and the answer is probably yes. We cannot say how many new clients we got from Behance badges, for example, but definitely these situations makes your work spread into the web, and they are incredible occasions for you to shine. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Julie, for this question. So we are at the end of the podcast. I wanted to know, what are your inspirations? Where are you going to find them, and stuff like that?
Okay. Well, my very first inspiration in the day is probably the person I have next to me, like my colleagues. They are always super open to what's happening in the world. And also my colleagues like Paga and Laura, they are not into motion graphics. They honestly, they don't like it at all. Yeah.
Okay.
They are more focused on animation, like Disney, DreamWorks, Spider-Verse, Sony, things like that. So being with people that has several inspirations that are different from you is really helpful. At the same time, I've always loved this field, and some of my evergreen inspirations probably are Oddfellows. Oddfellows Studio is incredible. I love the way they move pixels, and their design are always good and groundbreaking, I would say. I want to use this word because they make an incredible job. And then there are some other artists in the world that inspired me in the past, like Federico Piccirillo. He's also Italian. We chat once. But also people from the US that really make an incredible work, like Ordinary Folks. This is an incredible studio. And if I don't have to find inspirations into this field, I would say probably the cinema, the movies, cinematic universe is an incredible place where I find my inspiration. I love composition, layouts, typical of this kind of stuff. And one last thing, there is a studio that was really famous when I was at university. Then it was sold to Twitter, so it no longer exists. But it was called Ueno. Don't know if you know it.
No, I don't think so.
No problem. They were a web agency. They started in Reykjavik, and then they expanded to San Francisco and New York. They are an eternal reference for me because their projects were so good, so well presented to people, an incredible studio culture that always inspired me. And when I had to advise Ricky how to maybe do some things in the studio, I always tell him about Bueno. In fact, he always raises his eyes at the sky, but he rolls his eyes. Sorry, but yeah, that was an incredible agency that made this history of design, in my opinion, and I always look at their stuff and materials when I need to do something for myself. That's it.
Yeah. But you can find them, still find them on the web.
You
They
can
have
find
website and everything.
you can find them on Dribble, on Medium. You can find a lot of their articles. I love their articles. It's called Lorem Ipsum, their section into Medium. They had a website online until a few months ago, I think. But if you go to webarchive.com, you can find it. However, how was the website before? And yeah, many of their artists are still working on the web, so you can basically discover their works through their personal account. One I want to point out is Marco Coppetto, for example. He's also Italian. He was the design lead of Bueno. And now he founded in New York a new agency called Times 2. And they are incredible. Like, if you want to check their website, it's amazing, super well developed. And this is just an example of how Bueno people are still changing our realities.
Okay, nice. Thanks for sharing all of those inspirations. And yeah, so this is it. We are at the end of the podcast. Really, really thank you for sharing all of your knowledge, and responding of all of my questions. It was a real pleasure to have you, to have your happiness with us, and I feel that you are a very passionate guy. So it was very interesting to listen to you and to talk with you. So yeah.
Thank you, Paul. It was really an incredible experience. My very first time talking at a podcast, and it was funny. Thank you for reaching me, and hope everything went fine. And thank you. Really thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
And see you soon, and bye-bye. Au revoir to those who are listening to us. Ciao.
Ciao. Au revoir.
Merci d'avoir écouté l'épisode. S'il vous a plu, n'hésitez pas à mettre un pouce bleu ou les 5 étoiles et à le partager. Si vous voulez participer aux différentes rubriques et être au courant des actualités du podcast, vous pouvez le suivre sur Instagram, LinkedIn ou encore Thread. Si vous souhaitez soutenir l'émission, vous pouvez faire un don sur le Tipeee de motionmeet. Tous les liens se trouvent en description. Merci à vous et à la prochaine.